Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe, drop a like on the video. Today we are going to be breaking down Tiger Woods' driver swing from this year's Hero Challenge down in the Bahamas. There isn't a lot of video out there right now. This is the best I could come up with, a down the line look. We don't have a face-on view yet, but stay tuned because I am going to do a video of Tiger now versus Tiger in 2000 when he was absolutely incredible and at the top of his game and absolute prime. We're going to break those two swings down and compare them and see what's different. So be sure to hit that subscribe so you don't miss that. As far as this one goes, I broke this one down into different key frames. We're going to check out what his swing looks like currently. So starting with the setup, looks very similar. Not much has changed here. As we move into this next position, again, I don't see much that's changed. As you can see, he is using the new TaylorMade driver. I think it's the QSI 10. One thing I want you to notice here is that driver head is a little bit above that plane line and outside of his hands this way here. A lot of amateurs, a lot of guys that aren't professionals will start to bring that club back more inside, and that shaft of that club is going to be more back here. The big dogs do this where they leave their club head outside of their hands, and that causes them to get a little more power in their swing. Now, as we know, this leg here is the problem. It's his right leg that has had the injury to it from the car accident. He's had an ankle fusion, so I'm going to be watching that leg a lot throughout this swing. Now, moving on to this next position as we get there, very patented Tiger Woods backswing. Still very straight here with the left arm. Nothing, no bow in the wrist here. Still very straight wrist. Head has not moved much. If it's doing anything, I believe it's moving down on his takeaway. One thing I do notice is in his more of prime years, he would straighten this leg all the way out in his backswing. You can see here, he has still got quite a bit of bend in that back leg. I do believe this is compensation for that leg being injured and for his ankle being fused. You can see that left leg is very bent already. He's starting to, I believe, lift that heel a little bit off the ground on that front left leg. I am going to draw a circle around his head at this point. The reason I didn't do that at the beginning is because the camera was moving slightly. So from the beginning frames, if you see here, the camera has moved a little bit. His head did not move that far back. It actually jumps a little bit. The camera was moving, but from here on out, it does not move anymore, and we'll be able to see what his head does from here. Moving on to this next key frame, top of the backswing, you can see he starts to do a little bit of a dip in those hips, but again, top of the backswing, that back right leg is still quite bent at the top of the backswing. Backswing may be a little shorter as well. You can see this is kind of where the club stops. Old Tiger, 2000 Tiger would be more, I would say, here as we get to the top. So a little bit shorter of a backswing. Club face pretty much in perfect position, matching that wrist angle at the top. You can see his head has started to drop just a little bit. And then as he gets into this next spot, you can see this is where he does the most with his body. He's flipping those hips. He's ripping those hands down towards the golf ball, right? Down here towards the golf ball. Notice his head again dropped even more. He's tucking this right elbow into this hip, right down in here. He's trying to shallow out this driver shaft. You'll see the difference in this position and the next position. as he's shallowing this out, as he's coming into impact. Once again, you can look at his head here. Dropped probably a good 3 inches. You can see he's turning those hips. That left hip is starting to go left. And then again, down here, you can see a little bit of a push off with his right leg, but not near as much as maybe we've seen in the past. Continuing on closer to the impact position, this next position, you can see he's dropped it just below the plane line. In great position. You can see again those hips are starting to turn a little bit more off this back foot, but again, not a lot of right leg action at all throughout this swing. I am very curious to compare this swing to his 2000 absolute prime Tiger golf swing and see exactly what that right leg does in both these swings. Again, be sure to hit that subscribe. You don't want to miss that one. Now moving into impact, you can see here, finally does get up off that right foot onto the right toe. Left hip is pointed way over here. He is releasing these hands. Head again dropped, staying down and behind the golf ball through impact. A little tougher to see from this angle, but you can definitely see shoulders are tilted up to swing up and hit up on that golf ball. And then follow through low and left, just like we like. You can see him flipping that club head over. You can see that club head is definitely closed. And then again, low and, that's a little higher than usual for him. He's usually a little lower, a little more left as far as his follow through. His driver shaft, I would say, is usually down over here. This may be, again, something to do with his back. Maybe his lower back. He's had his back fused as well. Maybe he can't finish as low left anymore. I'm not sure. Again, I cannot wait to compare this swing to his 2000 swing. That's going to do it for this Tiger Woods breakdown of his driver swing at the Hero Challenge in the Bahamas. Be sure to hit that subscribe, drop a like on the video. We are on a quest to 10,000 subscribers, so please consider hitting that subscribe. Helps me out a lot. We'll catch you on the next one.